Even after 75 years of independence, the majority population of this great country has nothing, out of which around 40% live on less than $2 a day and struggle to earn a two-time meal. People like them and them. On the other hand, 40% of people are underprivileged class who can in fact earn a living but struggle a lot, like a real lot. I am an executive editor at a local daily, and in an understanding of this country throughout my career, it is evident that it's quite impossible to bring about a change big enough, even if one decides to dedicate his entire life towards solving the socio-economic issues of this great country. It is possible though if you are a politician or someone from the system. But I decided to try. I decided to not stop, even if it's not enough. There is a saying that I heard somewhere: we can never win if we don't play at all from the fear of losing. So I thought to myself, what else can be done? Many of those people I talked to had one thing in common. They all were earning to give their children the education they deserve. Also, more than 30% of the children like them born in India are deprived of even primary education, and so much corruption has clouded all sectors that there is no growth or prosperity. Education would be, and it can be, the most sustainable solution to one and many social issues of this country. Things needed a change. At least someone should try. So I went after education sector. I visited maximum number of schools and made a detailed report on the schooling system of the state. The condition was worse than I thought. Some infrastructure were in extreme poor condition. Students had no bench to sit on. Sanitary conditions were nowhere near to satisfactory mark. Some schools had less than minimum teaching staff, whereas somewhere students themselves took it to the streets for having no teacher at all. Also, the administration had no clear intention for any change. A scheme of the government known as midday meal, which provided for one-time meal at schools to motivate students and parents towards education, lacked quality and nutritious food, since it was another gold mine for corruption by people in power. I covered almost everything. My report was telecasted. It was also picked by some other media houses of the state. It also made big headlines in the newspapers and periodicals. 2 months had passed. Nothing changed. I was sitting at my office when one of my colleagues came running to me and showed me an article in his phone. I almost jumped from my seat. It was a news headline which read that the education budget was increased from 10% to 25% by the state government. I did not expect a change so quick. Our chief editor insisted on taking my interview himself. The new education policy was coming in effect. Officials visited schools regularly. Infrastructure and human resources were developing for good, and students were enjoying quality food now. I went on to visit the places where child workers were common. They are now less in numbers. I did not stop. I kept on searching, but not one child was seen on the streets. Maybe my search had stopped when I realized that a change is taking its due course of action. A change for the good. It is indeed slow, but it has definitely started.